Hello, everybody. Welcome to this video here today. This is becoming a CPA in South Carolina. So my disclaimer and copyright notice, the information and opinions in this presentation are those of the author only and not the author's employers or affiliated organizations, including but not limited to Irvine Valley College and the South Orange County Community College District. The presentation is for educational purposes only and does not constitute any legal or accounting advice whatsoever. A further disclaimer, especially for this video, any Board of Accountancy has the last word in terms of whether or not a course meets the requirements. This presentation is copyright 2022 by Bennett Tchaikovsky, all rights reserved. Any distribution is strictly prohibited. So why am I making this video? Well, I got an awesome question, and I was going back and forth with one of my subscribers. There we go. I'm over 1,000, but my subscriber emailed me and said, "Hey, Bennett, can you help me out with my mapping?" And so I said, sure. I basically took what they sent over to me. And then what I then did is I then said, okay, here it is for California. And he's all, dude, I want to be in South Carolina, right? So can we blame him? No, I'm just kidding around. Well, you'll kind of hear why South Carolina is pretty awesome. So I do have a lot of interaction with the California Board of Accountancy, that the California Board of Accountancy has a lot of accountants just because of the CPA profession in California is huge. However, over here with South Carolina, I couldn't really find on the internet, and I'm going to walk you through here where to find everything, but that Board of Accountancy of South Carolina is awesome. They emailed me. I sent them an email, and within 24 hours, I contacted them and I told them, hey, I'm doing this for a student. And they said, hey, call us. And I called them and they picked up the phone. Oh my goodness. Wow. When does that happen? But they were extremely nice, really, really helpful. And they walked me through what I'm about to show you. And I'm going to share with you in terms of how we go through and do this. So the first thing we're going to do is to figure out, where do I find information about, becoming a CPA in South Carolina. So the first place I'm going to go to is right over here. I'm going to go to llr.sc.gov /accountant, ACCT. And when I get here, as the person told me to do, I'm going to go ahead down here and I'm going to scroll down to where it says FAQ. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to board FAQs. We're not having a complaint filed against us. We want to become a CPA, so complaints can be filed against us. I'm just kidding. We do not want to have complaints filed against us as accountants. So right over here. So this is our South Carolina Board of Accountancy. The next place I'm going to go to as I come down over here is I'm going to scroll down to education. Okay, so I go down over here to education and I'm going to keep on scrolling and I'm right over here. So right over here, they offer a transcript evaluation form. I'm going to go through and show you how they go through and compute the units. But right over here, it says we can download it here. So when we hit download, this is what's going to pop up. So right over here, what they're willing to do is that if you go through and complete this and you send it to them via email or whatever it might be, they are willing to go through and to look at it, prior to you sending in your transcripts. So they really want to help you become a CPA. So again, this is just something that they use to kind of go through and to help you make that determination. And they're willing to, again, if you want to send it over to them, again, I've never seen anything like this. So I'm still kind of shocked, as you can tell. But right over here, so we're going to download, if you want to, we can download that transcript evaluation form. And then when it comes to the actual requirements, when we look at this over here, please see the educational guidelines and transcript evaluation guide for more information. So when we go over here and we're going to click on this, this is where we're going to get the information in terms of becoming licensed. Now, what's really interesting about this and why I actually like this is that just on first glance, You do not have to have a bachelor's degree in order to sit for the exam. You need to have 120 semester units. Remember, most of the states have different requirements for sitting and becoming licensed, but South Carolina is pretty unique in terms of the way that they go through and set things up. So I'm going to come over here to my sheet and I'm going to share this with you. So right over here, so to sit for the exam, you have to have 24 business units at any level. You also have to have 24 accounting semester units, but of those 24 accounting semester units, there's a maximum of 12 that can be in the lower division. Now, if you took like 36 lower division accounting type classes, that could count towards the 120, but only 12 will count towards this requirement right over here. And then for the upper division, right, basically the other 12 units is 4 mandatory courses: audit, in financial/intermediate accounting, cost/managerial accounting, and a US tax course. Didn't ask them if I took these. Usually intermediate accounting is 2 semesters, but if you kind of think about it, they're really actually trying to help you prepare for the exam by making you do this, right? Because audit is its own section, intermediate is part of FAR. Managerial accounting and costs really kind of show up in BEC, and the US tax course is going to show up in regulations. Other one over here are no skills-based courses. They will not allow them as part of these 24 accounting semester units. So if you've taken bookkeeping, payroll accounting, computerized accounting, QuickBooks, or other software courses, that is not going to count towards this 24. And again, all I'm doing right here is I'm sharing with you what is on their requirements. And I'm making it like in a nice little bow, and it like looks a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So no more than 1 business law class, because we don't like attorneys. No, I'm an attorney, so you can like me, but I'm only half attorney, so you can like me more, right? But they're not allowing more than 1 business law, legal environment of business course. So again, just something to kind of go through and think about. And as I look at this here, I would want to kind of know, could that, if I took more than 1, I'm assuming that kind of similar to this, it would count towards the 120, but they just wouldn't count it at the 24 business units. So that's the first part right over here. This is just to sit for the exam. So, but to become licensed in South Carolina, right over here, so it's going to be the sitting requirements plus another 30 semester units. When you look at the requirements in California and most all the states, there is a 150 semester unit requirement. So over here for South Carolina, it's basically 30 semester units. So, but then on top of the prior slide is you need 12 more business courses at any level. So you could take anything. But then over here is you need 12 more accounting courses at the upper division level. And again, they're really trying to help you get prepared to take and pass that CPA exam. Notice over here, one of the questions that I asked, because in California, we have an ethics requirement. Does this have to be taken? Is that a class that has to be taken? No, what South Carolina does is they use the PEF, which is administered or basically through the Cal CPA, or I'm more familiar with the California requirements, but basically it's the AICPA ethics test. So this is kind of where, when we go through and we look at this, and again, so if you look at to become licensed, again, this is where this information is coming from. It's essentially what's above, another 12, and that 12 for accounting, though, has to be essentially upper division courses. So with that all being said, I have my my subscriber, and I'm going to go through over here, and we'll do a big reveal if he's cool with me. So essentially going through and sharing this, right? So when we're going through and looking at the units over here, what this becomes is it really becomes a question, as I'm looking at this, of business courses at any level. And I'm going to pause really quickly because I want to see if math courses count as business. Okay, and this is why I'm glad I have this guidebook here. So right over here, things that can be business courses: marketing management, finance, econ, global supply chain management, international business, computer courses, statistics, business law, business writing, business Spanish, other language, some hospitality, retail, tourism, some law school courses, etc. right? So the math might be a little bit tough, but we'll see what we can do. So things that are not business, political science, global studies, advertising, PR, and criminal justice. Things that do not count as accounting courses, non-majors, CPA exam prep review, business ethics, skills-based courses, again, showing this over here. VITA program credit, that's a volunteer tax, survey of accounting, and courses that may sound like accounting, but have a different course code than the main accounting curriculum or it's designed specifically for non-accounting majors. Most independent self-study credit. So they really want you to take the upper division classes. The one interesting thing here is I do wonder if the math would be considered to be business, but we'll kind of go through and take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I'm going to basically, we're going to use for this, we're going to say B is for business. We're also going to say over here for accounting, we'll go upper division. And we'll say accounting LD for accounting lower division. And we'll just put G is for general, right? Not the insurance general, but we'll just say this is G for general. So I'm going to put this here as G. I'm going to put this over here as G. Now for the engineering computer graphics, when I look at this and I see, do I see the word computer courses? I think that might be a winner, right? So again, the Board of Accountancy for South Carolina, they're going to be the ones who ultimately go through and determine this. Okay, college chemistry, that's going to be a G. This is going to be a G. Keyboarding, you might say, is this a business type class? The answer is, I don't know. So we're just going to put like a little question mark by this. Okay, so Western civilization, this is going to be a G. Spanish is going to be a G. Western Civ, right over here. Introduction to the computer environment, that sounds like a winner. That's going to be a business course. Public speaking, art, history, and appreciation, biological sciences, probability, and statistics. So let's see, statistics, that sounds good. Okay, so right over here. Macroeconomics, that sounds like an econ course. So we're going to put this right over here. So this will be B, music appreciation. Now, basic accounting, right? This is going to be ALD, right? So we're going to say that that's a lower division accounting class. English composition, that's going to be a G. Business calculus, right? That's going to be a B. Financial accounting, I would say that this is going to be ALD. Now, one of the things is, as I'm looking at this basic accounting course, what kind of makes me like a little bit nervous is that as I look at this over here, what doesn't count, right? If it says like skills-based courses, it's not really there. Survey accounting of accounting, could basic accounting count as that? The answer is, I don't know. So I'm going to put like a little question mark right over here of ALD. Managerial accounting, this is going to be ALD. Over here, computer science, this is definitely, I think I would call this a business class. It has the word computer. Principles of microeconomics, this is also going to be a, basically this will be a business class. Now, principles of marketing, let's take a look over here. So marketing, yes, that's a business course, exciting. Okay, so right over here. Intermediate accounting 1, this is going to be AUD. Okay, that sounds like something else, but for us, it's an accounting course. Okay, organizational management and behavior, that sounds like a business course. Intro to business information systems, that sounds like an upper division course. Intermediate accounting 2, it's one of the Fantastic Four, or one of the 4 classes that we're going to go ahead and need. Upper division, business finance, we'll call this a B. Legal environment of business, we'll call this one a B. Now we want to be careful with this one. We'll put B with 2 questions because we're only allowed one business law type class that can count towards basically the part. Operations management, statistical inference, both of those sound good. This is upper division cost accounting, which is one of the ones we're going to need. Accounting control systems, I would also say that this is an upper division, right? So they were saying 300 and above, sounds perfect. Individual tax planning, that's one of the key 4 that we need. Auditing, A upper division. So I think we're going to be ready for our student to at least sit for the CPA exam. So we'll go ahead and check this out. This is also an upper division class, international economics. That's going to be a B, business policy, senior seminar. Now let's just look through this really quickly. So things that are not business. So I'm kind of like with the seminar classes, it might be okay, but let's just kind of go through and we'll just do business policy. I think that might work. Okay. So what I've gone through and have done here is I've gone through and I've done my initial mapping. And let's just kind of go through. So we got computer. So anything I'm identifying as business, I want to kind of take a look at it. Keyboarding, as I kind of think about this may not be something that's in business. So we'll just we'll leave the question mark by it. All of these down here, computer environment, that looks good. Basic accounting, not sure on that one. Again, the best thing to do is to talk to the Board of Accountancy and kind of see what they're going to go through and do. And we come down over here. So I'm going to go ahead over here. I'm going to duplicate this and we're going to call this sorted, right? We're going to put this into the sorting hat and we're going to say, not Hogwarts, we're going to say Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, or Slytherin, right? That's how we go through and do this sorting for accounting, only if it was that cool. So right over here, I'm going to go ahead and do the sort range A to Z. There we go. So as I look at this right over here, right, we've got in terms of accounting classes, right? If I just go ahead and look at this right over here, we've got a total of 30 accounting, basically 30 total units of accounting. Now, even if this basic accounting class didn't count, when I'm looking back over here in terms of just sitting for the exam, right? 24 lower level max. So I can go more on the upper division courses. So I'm going to be in pretty good shape, I think, when it comes to this. When I look at this over here, so we've got, let's go ahead and separate this out. So this is ALD, we're for certain. We're going to call this ALD with a big question mark over here because I don't know if basic accounting is going to qualify. And then right over here, we're going to have these units here are going to be going through the A upper division. And the student clearly from an accounting unit requirement can easily sit for the CPA exam. So let's go down over here. And let's take a look at how many business classes. And we're not even going to look at, so if I don't even look at these questions that I was kind of wondering about, I believe that right over here, we're going to be more in more than good shape. So as we look at this over here, so if I'm just using the business classes right over here, right? If I just take these classes right here, then we're good, right? The other thing I would also want to say too is that when you're going through and looking at the units, right? One of the things that you have to be really careful about is that where were the units actually taken, right? Is from regionally accredited schools. So again, we would want to basically make sure that Trident Technical College, I mean, University of South Carolina, I think that's Go Gamecocks, right? It's Gamecocks. The only reason why I know that is that a little league team that I saw one time had Gamecocks on their jerseys. That was taken down pretty quick. So over here, all the University of South Carolina, really no question whatsoever. But Trident Technical College is something we'd want to go through and check out. But again, so over here, so to sit for the exam, so my summary, right, can sit for the exam in South Carolina. Okay. To become licensed, right? So the student needed, right over here, they have to 129 credits. So they're going to need 150. So they're going to need 21 more semester units. Okay, so they're going to need 21 more semester units. However, in terms of courses, When we look at this in terms of upper division, we're going to need at least one more upper division class. And then you're going to need another, because you need a total of 36, probably another 6. And again, it depends on whether or not this one particular, this basic accounting class, how that goes through and transcribes. So over here, I would say that if we want to play it on the safe side, you would need, so this would get you to 24, which is in the requirements right over here. So this is going to get you to basically to 24, and then you could take another, you could either take more upper or lower division classes. So over here, what I would say is that for the, you would probably want to have another need 6 units of lower division accounting courses. Okay. And it may just be easier just to go through and take, say, it basically, you might just be easier just to do them as upper division classes, just because when you're looking at the limitations in terms of the lower division, they're calling out a lot of classes that just will not count. So I would probably try to err on the safe side. So, and then the remaining, essentially, it would be 21. So the 12 remaining units could be in any subjects. So again, this is my assessment, and I really, really, really want to thank the South Carolina Board of Accountancy for giving me their time. I'm going to share a bunch of the links to this on basically on the YouTube video that I'm going to post unlisted, and if I'm allowed to make it public with the student's permission, I'll then go ahead and make that public. So again, I want to thank you for joining me here today. Please don't, if there are other videos that you would like to see, or if in fact, if you want to get licensed in another state that I'm not covering, I've got California and South Carolina down so far. I've got 48 more to go. So if you'd like to see something from another state, feel free to give me a call or send me a message. In any event, thank you. If there are any other videos that you would like to see, please feel free to send it to me. And thank you again for being here today. Have a great one.